Wow, I can see the track down there. I'm not equipped like a reindeer. Reindeer hooves are like snowshoes, so they don't sink into the snow. I can see the smoke rising over there. That must be where they're waiting for me. I'll never get there. Okay, good. I can see something over there. This is great.
Здравствуйте. Uliana, Rémy.
Is this it? Reindeer farmers Boris and Uliana welcome me into their home. There are reindeer everywhere, which is great because I can't wait to finally get close to them. This is a crazy world. There are people still carving out a life for themselves in the tundra. It's still possible. The Russian Hat Brigade. We're off to see reindeer. This is great. When it's too hilly, he says, "Get out. I'll drive down on my own and you can follow." Nice. Amazing. It's funny how close they come. They're almost like pets, but reindeer are not completely domesticated. Talk about reindeer being domesticated, but actually they soon reacclimatize into the wild. If we set these reindeer free, within a few days they'd return to the forest. The females keep their antlers long into the season. The males lose theirs in the winter and the females keep theirs until June, so they can protect their young from predators. Uliana and Boris actually lost some reindeer fawns they were rearing to stray dogs and bears. They are not that heavy. The females can weigh less than 100 kilograms. They are small members of the deer family, but they are adapted to the tundra.
What do they give to them as a food?
This is reindeer lichen. It's funny because it grows in France too. You find it in Brittany, in the peat bogs. But it's called reindeer lichen. It's not a plant, it's a cross between a fungus and a plant. That's a major part of their diet here in the tundra. The tundra has been stripped of part of its grassland, and the ground underneath is permanently frozen. It's known as permafrost. This is the only foodstuff they will find under the snow. It tastes of moss. Outwardly reserved, my hosts are the perfect inhabitants of the far north. Behind their reserve lies a big heart and a real love of reindeer and nature, and they live a simple, abstemious life.
You have a relationship with your reindeers, a bit like parents and children.
Yes, we give them milk from a bottle. We mollycoddle them so much that I can't leave them. Sometimes passers-by see fawns sleeping in our bed.
A reindeer sleeping here?
They can't believe it. In our bed.
This is partly why I'm doing this, and why I come on these trips. I wanted to meet animal farmers the world over, to explore the relationship between humans and nature through animals. These emotions are exactly the same as I experienced thousands of kilometers away. Here we are, having a coffee together, sharing a few photos and talking about our emotions, which are the same. Frustration in the face of death, pleasure in bringing new life into the world and contributing to it, and our sometimes indescribably close relationships with animals. I find it fascinating how every farmer I meet tells me the same stories I've experienced in different circumstances. Rearing animals doesn't mean owning them. It means taking care of them, observing them, and accepting them. These people have been so welcoming to a stranger like me, who has reared animals which are completely different to theirs. People who live with animals and grow to love and respect them will always understand one another. I've been picked up by Zhenya and her friend Alexis, who are both reindeer keepers. They round up the reindeer and sort them out. Apparently, they have a surprise for me. Here, the only way to cross the tundra in winter is on a snow bike. The trip is going to take several hours, so I need to wrap up warm. I'm hoping we'll see some wildlife.
En général, on voit des animaux, on voit des trucs.
That's a ptarmigan, otherwise known as a snow partridge. It's a member of the chicken family. The Latin name is lagopus, meaning hare's foot. This ptarmigan's feet are covered in feathers. It's beautiful, and in summer it is brown. Its feathers change colour.
Приз.
Здравствуйте.
Rémy.
Очень приятно. Rémy. Очень приятно. Rémy. Nice to meet you. Wow.
Вот такие вот здесь.
C'est quoi ça? What is that?
Это малица.
Those are our winter clothes.
Да у нас такая зимняя. Очень выгодная штука.
They make clothes out of reindeer skins.
And this, what is it?
Это лоб.
It's a reindeer's forehead.
Голова, лоб.
It's for the boots.
So the people here dress in reindeer skins from head to toe. It's lined with leather.
C'est le cuir doublé. You made it?
Нет, это...
No, the women in the village made it.
It's like a second skin for them. The reindeer keeper's house is amazing. It's lovely how they live in such close contact with the reindeer. They love them and protect them, but they use them too. They have no qualms about skinning them and using their skins and their meat and their milk. There is a symbiotic relationship between humans and animals. It's beautiful and becoming quite rare in this world.
It's not common to see people living that close to animals.
У каждого своя...
There's nothing extraordinary about it. It's a way of life and a job for me. I've worked here for 25 years, and I've got no complaints.
Не жалуюсь.
You're very courageous.
Why courageous? There's nothing to be afraid of here. The bears hibernate and there are no wolves. They're asleep now. But they won't wake up until April. There have been more of them these past few years, and they're much more cunning than they used to be.
It's funny because here I am in Lapland in Russia, and the stories I'm hearing remind me of the stories from my ancestors in the Pyrenees. Several centuries ago, life in the mountains and in remote areas of France resembled life here today. There are lots of bears here, and bears are dangerous. They say they are getting ever craftier, making off with their baby reindeer, which are their livelihood. Humans live off reindeer here. They say the bears are a curse and that they have to fight them, and yet they live among them.
Do you think we can go to see the reindeer?
Да.
Да?
We're going to leave the Isba, pick up Zhenya, and go to see the reindeer.
Okay?
The reindeer have been here. You can see their hoof prints in the snow and their antler prints from where they bent down to reach the lichens.
Pour atteindre les lichens.
Ah, reindeer, yes! They call them and they come. Here is the first one now, the leader. They have brought treats for them.
Vladimir Lomoren.
Vladimir, the reindeer man. So crazy, so crazy. Thousands of reindeer. This is my holy grail.
C'est le Graal.
Amazing.
Incroyable. C'est énorme.
These are real tundra reindeer. It's incredible. Wait,
C'est ça. Ok. C'est hallucinant. Hallucinant. Attends.
they're a bit shy, and yet they want to come over. Incredible.
C'est énorme.
White reindeer are shorter and a bit fatter. Brown reindeer are definitely closer to the phenotype of the first wild reindeer, which were brown.
Sauvage originelle. plutôt brun.
This one is less than a year old. Reindeer fawns aren't born with speckled coats like roe deer. When they are born, they are the colour of the tundra. Half cream and half dark grey and brown. You can see the antlers starting to push through on the animal, which is less than a year old. Amazing. And those feet, which are so well adapted to the terrain with their broad hooves. Adapting to the cold makes reindeer stockier and more short-legged. It stops them losing heat. There used to be reindeer in France. They were painted on cave walls by prehistoric men. There was even an age of the reindeer that had nothing to do with Sami culture. It was the Magdalenian. Reindeer were so central to human civilization back then that the period was named after them. As with the Samis today, reindeer played a huge role in the culture of our French ancestors when the climate was so much colder there. Reindeer are sociable creatures and are often found in large groups, which allows them to confront predators and migrate in the event of harsh weather conditions. Like a silvery brown wave following its instinct, watching the herd ripple and swirl is enough to make your head spin. Vladimir? It's deep here.
C'est quoi ça? What is that?
Вот.
Do you see? Like this.
My first lesson in lassoing. Akan in Sami. It's miles away. I'm getting closer.
You didn't throw it right.
Allez!
That's it.
Eh?
No, not like that. It's funny. These guys aren't 15 anymore, but they're loving this.
Ils ont pas 15 ans, quoi. Ils adorent ce... Ah ouais, pas mal.
Not bad.
Ouais. Non.
They love being in contact with the reindeer, feeling their strength.
Yes. Okay. Do you think that I don't know, in 30 years, the culture of the reindeer will survive? How do you see this future?
I think the culture will survive here. We keep traditions alive and honour memories. However, I know that in Finland and Norway, they no longer use reindeer for transport. So they've asked us to teach them how to make sleighs and tame reindeer. There's nothing to beat reindeer on snow. They can go where cars and snow bikes can't. They can swim and cross any terrain.
For Laplanders, it seems reindeer will always rule. Whatever is going on elsewhere in the world, they will not change. The Isba may look austere, but kindliness reigns. A wooden cube in the tundra makes the perfect den for men, women, and reindeer to share. Not far away, Nadejda, one of the last Sami shamans, is in a frenzy. I meet her between the snow and the flames. What does this Sami soul have to say about what links humans to the nature surrounding them?
Was it what you call a conversation with spirits of the forest?
Yes, it's a dialogue with several types of spirit. With the spirit of nature, with the spirit of fire, with the spirit of the forest, with your spirit, with the spirit of the universe, with all these spirits.
Do you feel that what nature enriches you and feeds your soul in some way?
No, it's not that it enriches me. We live in harmony with nature. Samis don't seek to be enriched. Our lives are dedicated to knowledge. We seek to acquire superior knowledge.
Nadejda, you know me, I came here in your country, in your place, in order to discover the link between man and nature through the animal, and particularly the reindeer. which advice would you give me to reach my objective?
You need to make sure it is reciprocal and an exchange. You cannot keep taking without giving anything back, otherwise nature will destroy you.
I have taken note of Nadiege's advice, and I'm going to leave her to her incantations, which will, I hope, bring good luck to the sleigh drivers and reindeer competing in the Festival of the North.